Okay, this is for user Indigo Stoneware. 33 minutes ago, 19 female. My boyfriend, 19 male, wants to have polyamorous relationship with our friend, 20 female, and I'm torn. About a week ago to... I'm not going to read it. Anyone else? Click the link in the description for the full context. This is for the person that posted it. So, first of all, I just want to let you know that I'm going to say something that you don't believe, okay? And I know you don't believe it because of what I've just read, okay? And I don't know why you don't believe it, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with people not showing you your own value enough, okay? Here it is. I don't know what you deserve, but whatever you deserve, it is the same as the people around you that you love deserve. Okay, you deserve to be loved and respected and seen and acknowledged just as much as they do. And no less. No less. Remember that. Okay? If you need to press pause, fucking rewind and listen to that again, do it as many times as you need to get it into your skull that you deserve just as much as what they deserve in terms of love, respect, equality, and being seen and heard, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. It just means that you deserve it. And I think when you believe that, you will not be any longer questioning what you are questioning. Now, let's go through this. About a week ago or two ago, me and a bunch of friends went to an Airbnb in the mountains and we got wasted. In a drunken state, we ended up having a threesome. Not the first time, and it won't be the last. You're not alone, okay? Me and my boyfriend have been tossing around the idea of a threesome and having a poly relationship, but after that weekend, I'm feeling some type of way. That is also not unnatural, and it is completely okay that you have had an experience not knowing what it was going to be like, and then you've reacted a certain way. Here's what happens a lot of times. Sorry. What happens is that either the man or the woman in the relationship says, are you okay with this? And we say yes because we want them to be happy and we want to explore and we haven't done it before, so fuck it, why not? Have a go, right? But then after the experience happens, we don't say enough about how we didn't like it because the other person really liked it. And then we feel uncomfortable voicing our distaste and personal issues with it because it's going to put them off guard. Well, I thought you liked it. You've changed. Fucking blah, blah, blah. And then manipulation techniques, gaslighting, guilt, all of that shit happen, right? All of that shit happen as soon as someone figures out that they can't get what they want. Doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that they do not yet know how to read themselves, their partners, and the third wheel. I'm going to call it Xiaosan. It's the Chinese word for little three. Looks like this bitch is a little three, right? Little three is the person that goes in and has sex with someone and then ruins a relationship. Essentially a homewrecker. I'm not saying she's bad. Not at all. She might be a decent chick. But here's what you have to remember. She doesn't have a stake in this relationship. She doesn't have to have the hard conversations that you have to have with him. She doesn't have... Look, if it were the case that she was the second instead of the third, she might be feeling what you're feeling right now. But because she's not, she doesn't have a stake in the relationship. She doesn't have to deal with those emotions, okay? Keep that in mind. Because people do what they do for their own reasons. And once you understand people's agenda, then you can make predictions about what they want. But to understand their agenda, you have to see where they're at. And where she's at right now is without a stake in this relationship. She doesn't have to deal with the consequences of this threesome. And you do. Okay? I agreed to try it out for a while, but after hanging out with our friend and having sober sex, hearing him say, I love you, didn't feel the same. Yeah. I know what you mean. 100% I know what you mean. Both my boyfriend and our friend are happy with the arrangement. Of course they are, because she doesn't have a stake in it and he's getting what he wants. He's getting 2 women. You know how fucking crazy that is? If I could have 2 women at once, I'd be like, yeah, man. But then I'd have to deal with 2 women's problems, okay? He's also getting the second woman at a lowered rate, because he doesn't have to deal with their emotions like he has to deal with yours. And he's not even doing that properly, right? Again, he's not a bad guy. He just seems to be unaware and subconsciously, actively avoiding the conversation, or at least trying to find out where you're at and how you feel. He's not treating you as he is himself. As a people pleaser who forgets myself, I want everybody to be happy, but I'm not. Any advice? Okay. Advice number 1, stop being a people pleaser. And I know what your reaction is. Yeah, but I can't. You can, but it's difficult because here's what you have to remember. A lot of people define who they are as who they are, but what they forget to remember, which is what we always do, I suppose, is that who we are is dictated largely by what we do. Okay? So if you go to the gym every day for 2 years, are you a gym junkie? Every day for 2 years, are you a gym junkie? Yes. But that's only exemplified. I can only say that about you because of what you do. Okay? So I used to be a people pleaser. And then I realized in my early 20s that it wasn't getting me anywhere. I was 22 when I realized that pleasing people doesn't mean shit unless they're willing to please me back. Again, there's the equality thing. Okay? And the problem is that here's what will happen. As a consequence of you being a people pleaser, A, you will burn yourself out. And anything can happen where that happens, from just tiredness to suicide. Anything can happen if you burn yourself out. B, you make a habit of people pleasing, which means that it's a lot harder to change entrenched habits. And C, what can happen as a consequence of being a people pleaser is that you will develop resentment to the person you're trying to please because you're pleasing them is not being returned, okay? And you will develop resentment. It's just as simple as that. Resentment comes without our consent. Resentment happens before the decision tree of thought and action, okay? So the question is, what do you do? Here are your options. Actually, no, let's not even get to there yet. Let's get to this. It seems to me that you now find yourself in a relationship in which you are not being treated the way that you think you deserve. And I think what's happening here is that you're stepping out of your mind, looking at yourself going, no, surely you deserve better than this. Surely he should be having this conversation with me. Surely XYZ. But then you step back in and you don't demand it because A, you don't feel like you're worthy of it or deserve it. And you are worthy of it and you do deserve it. B, you don't want to rustle the bed sheets and piss him off because you're a people pleaser and because then you have to have hard conversations with him in which he will try to manipulate the conversation. He will try to gaslight you. He will try to twist your words. And it's not because he's a bad guy. It's because you have a young man of 19-year-old males are fucking beanbags. They're just proper bananas, but they don't even know it. Some of them are real smart. Some of them are switched on. Very rare. It isn't that this guy's doing a bad thing. It's okay that he wants to have a threesome. It's okay that he wants polyamory. That's fine because it's what he wants. I'm not blaming him for that. What I'm willing to have a conversation with him about and call him to account on is the fact that he's not paying attention to the girl that he claims he loves. Okay? I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do. If you say I love you, you better fucking act like you love me. Love is a verb, not a feeling. Okay? And the only way I know that you love me is by watching what you do. It is that way for everyone in any relationship. It's just that as a culture, we have created this narrative that love is something you feel. Love is not something you feel. Love is something you do. And you only feel it when someone else does love to you. They love you. Okay? If I say to my girlfriend, I love you, I better fucking show her that I love her. Otherwise, eventually she's going to be like, dude, what are you doing? So, look, if you want to get out of this relationship, nobody's going to blame you. I'm not going to blame you. He'll blame you. She might think you're being a bit precious, but you're not. You're not being precious. You're not getting what you think you deserve. You're not getting what you really, really want. And that's fine. But first of all, don't go straight to breakup. First of all, have a conversation with him. If in that conversation he says, Look, I'm really sorry about this. I didn't know that my actions were leading you to feel unloved and unseen and unlistened to. I didn't know that, and I'm sorry. Let's fucking make this work. I'll tell 20 female that this is done, and I'll only say it's back on if with your consent. That's the answer you want, and that's the answer you should get. That's the answer that a real man, not a boy, not a bloke with hair on his face, but a real man will give you. The other answer that he might give you, and this is how you know that you need to start looking for the door, is defensiveness, obfuscation, not being accountable for his actions, acting the fool or acting dumb and as if he didn't know that you'd been feeling this way. Now, it could be the case that he doesn't know that because you haven't told him. But when you tell him, that's the moment to fucking suck it up and act like a man. And when I say man, I'm not giving one gender preference. Like, you need to act like a woman. You need to make a decision. You need to find out what you want, decide what you want in a relationship. And look, that's on your timeline. That's not on my timeline. It's not on a Reddit user's timeline. It's on your timeline. Any of this can be done when you want. Now, the other thing I would say is that if you want to stay with him, that's cool too. As long as he comes to an understanding that he needs to treat you as an equal, treat you like a woman, treat you like someone he says he loves. Now, if he doesn't do that, well, there's your answer, But listen, if this all goes pear-shaped, don't feel that you were undeserving of love. Don't feel that you did something wrong. Just looking at this now, and I've seen a lot of different relationships, just looking at this now, it appears that you're in a position that you didn't want to be in through no fault of your own. Now, the reason I say that is because even though you did go and have the threesomes with him, you found out you didn't like them. You found out you didn't want them. That's fucking fine. That's cool. So don't blame yourself. And don't let anyone else blame you, including him. The other thing I would say is talk to people in your life that have wisdom and that have your best interests at heart. Because those people will help you make decisions and kind of drive this boat through the muddy waters, right? Listen, I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. I don't think you've done anything wrong. And I wish you good luck.